It's the first week of the walleye season here in Minnesota. We made the trip up to Bemidji, and I'm going to show you my top 3 favorite presentations for catching fish this time of year.
In-Depth Outdoors, Go Angling. Brought to you by Gander Outdoors.
All right, so I drove down the brake line here where the wind's pounding in, found a pot of fish, and the first thing I'm gonna do is tie up a live bait rig. You know, a lot of times this presentation can work extremely well when the fish are looking for a really natural presentation, and that's when this really excels. You know, calm conditions, clear water conditions, things like that, high sun. We don't really have that today, but I'm gonna show you how well it works, and then hopefully these fish will be charged up enough where I can show you how to catch them doing a few other things. So we'll get this rigged up and we'll be on the fish in a minute. There we go. And we are hooked up. So number 1 presentation, I know this is always going to work on just about any body of water, is a live bait rig and either a leech, crawler, or a minnow. Right now the water temp's about 43, 44 degrees. It's still really cold, so I'm going to reach for a minnow right away because leeches aren't going to swim in this cold water, and crawlers don't seem to get going real good until that water warms up a little bit too. So this is just a dynamite way to get a real natural presentation down there, and the walleyes can't resist it. Let's see what we got here. There we go. Nice fish. All right, nice fish there. You can tell pretty light. Must have just got done spawning. Either that or it's a male. I'm thinking that's probably just a spawned out female there, but as you can see, that hook's got it just perfectly right in the corner of the mouth. Pop it out. Boom. All right, we'll get that fish back. All right. Off she goes. All right. Well, we'll kind of wash, rinse, repeat that method and get another one, and then hopefully once we start getting on bigger schools of fish, we'll try out some of these other methods and see if we can get some fish in the boat. All right, we got another live one here. Took me about another drift or two, get back on those fish, and sure enough got bit again about in the same spot that I got that first one. So I'm just gonna let out a little bit more line here. I'm not giving them a ton of time, maybe 20 to 30 seconds after the bite. Running the boat at probably a half a mile an hour, half to 3/4 is kind of my go-to. I'm gonna come tight on him here and give him the business. There he is. Feels like a good one. But that's the main presentation. You know, today I'm gonna try a couple other different ones, but this more often than not will always work. It's not the most exciting, fun way to fish, but you do have that anticipation where you get that bite, you're feeding them, you don't know what you got on the end of your line. It could be a 15-incher, could be a big 30-incher, you never know. So there's always that anticipation, and it's a really fun way to fish. Just another one of those nice, healthy, low 20-inch fish. All right, there we are. Another nice fish, 19, 20-incher. Classic way to catch them though. Natural presentation there with that ball bearing swivel, bullet sinker, and a hook, and it catches them almost always. You know, one other great presentation for catching walleyes early in the season and even throughout the summer are these Rapala Rip and Wraps. They just create a reaction strike. Even when you think the bite is tough and the fish are barely eating live bait and things like that, A lot of times a more aggressive presentation will get these fish to really hit those baits a lot more aggressively. There we go. There we are. And that's just a number 6 rip and wrap. Nice healthy chunky fish there. Get him back, whip this thing back in there. We're just drifting right down a steep break line. Comes right up to 4 or 5 feet, drops straight down to 30. And I'm just drifting right down that break line and casting that rip and wrap right down that steep break and just giving it nice little pops, letting it hit the bottom, another pop, and they just pounce on them when they get charged up. It's a really, really fun way to fish. Boy, did that thing crank it. It's crazy. We're fishing like it's a really shallow flat and it's got a really steep break to it. And I whipped that rip and wrap up there and there's probably only like 4 feet of water. Ripped it once and it just cranked it. Nice walleye, real nice walleye. Judging by the way it hit, I don't think it's gonna come off. There we go. Awesome. Now look at that fish. Really nice walleye there. And like I said, you're just triggering those aggressive reactions from these fish. And when they crack it, there is not a more fun way to catch walleyes. You know, I love live bait fishing, but if they'll crack those artificials like a rip and wrap or a jig and plastic, there's no better way to catch them. I'm gonna get that one back and get right back in there. Thanks for playing, lady. Whew. There we go. Whammo! And that one I got on the old Be Fish and Tackle Pulsar. Fishing that with a little bit different head. It's a VMC Half Moon finesse head. There we go. Another beauty walleye. There's that bait. Be Fish and Tackle Firecracker Chartreuse Pulsar with that Half Moon finesse 3/16. Another nice spawned out female walleye there. So that's 3 presentations that work just awesome this time of year. And I know this video is probably gonna come out a week or 2 after the first week of the walleye season here in Minnesota. But these are all 3 great presentations and techniques that you can put fish in the boat from now until July. So don't overlook this. I mean, jigs and minnows, jigs and plastics, I mean, that's as basic as it gets. Puts walleyes in the boat. Live bait rigging with leeches, crawlers, shiner minnows, creek chubs, you name it. That's a great presentation, a really natural way to present that bait, especially when the bite's tough. And then rip and wraps, jig wraps, that kind of thing. So those are all 3 great presentations that'll put fish in the boat from the beginning opener clear into mid-late summer into the fall. So thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be right back out on the water here in probably a couple days, so we'll see you next time.
For additional content related to this video, check out these videos at the Gander Outdoors YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe to In-Depth Outdoors and Gander Outdoors so you'll never miss a new video.